Hey ladies and gents, welcome to another Train Sim World free live stream. Hope you're all doing well out there. Wherever you are around the world watching, whatever time you are watching the stream, be it live or playback. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to my first North American freight stream in quite some time. Cajon Pass, I think it's just under a year. So I thought, let's have another go on it, shall we? See what we can do. As always, I'm going to do some services on the journey mode. We will do a grain train from San Diego to Albuquerque, wherever it's called. But either way, we'll take over the train from San Bernardino to the summit at Cajon Pass, and I presume this is a grain train, but a different service altogether. That will continue the service from the summit to San Bernardino. So why not? Let's go. Everything's in dynamic. Let's rock and roll. Let me get the live chat up. That might be a wise thing to do. Spurs Rail. As always, totally unprepared for streams. No practice on Cajon Pass whatsoever. But what I do have is a bit of history about it. So, Cajon Pass is in Southern California. And it was basically owned by the Californian Southern Railroad, which is a subsidiary of the Anderson, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railway. It was the first ever railroad through the pass. The line was built in the early, let's say, 1800s to connect the present-day cities of Barstow and San Diego. Today, of course, Union Pacific Railroad and BNSF use the pass to reach the big cities like Los Angeles, as well as San Bernardino. Now, due to the many trains and its easy access for these heavy freight trains to get to the likes of Los Angeles, it is, as you very well know if you know Cajon Pass, it's a popular location for rail fans, and many photographs of trains on Cajon Pass appear, all across different types of digital media, as well as, books, magazines, and all that kind of stuff. So, as far as BNSF goes, they used to own 2 tracks, and began to operate a third main track in summertime of 2009. I think it's 2009. But they do share the railroad or the track rights through the pass with Union Pacific. And actually, touching on Union Pacific, if you have Sherman Hill, you get additional AI. I think it's at San Bernardino. I'm not sure. If it's at San Bernardino, it might be at the other end of the route. I'm not sure. But apparently you do get some optional AI from Union Pacific, which is quite cool. I don't know about freight trains running up and down through Cajon Pass. That remains to be seen. Anyway, that's the monologue over. So, we are aboard the BNSF ES44C4. And very appropriate, I'm doing a run through the California desert, because in the UK at the moment it really feels like in the desert it is so hot at the moment, it's ridiculous. We're coming up to mid-September. How the hell is it getting this hot? That's climate change for you. That's what the climate activists will say. Right, let's close that control cover. Fuel pump is on, running lights. The alerter. There we go, the cab signals, that was it. Turn on the banking comm. Just gonna go on the second screen. Okay. Initial brake lead, freight, local. Distributed power. Let's just check the locomotive monitor. Can I not check it? No? Okay. I think everything's tickety-boo from what I can gather. Alright, let's go. Let's rock and roll. So at the other end of the route. It is very loud here in my headset. It must be 10 times as loud for you people. So you get the BNSF AC44C4. My god, that is loud with 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Jesus Christ. That's giving me ear rape. These are the SD40-2s, which have a new horn, new coat of paint, some probably new stickers, but as you can tell from the sounds, they have the same crappy sounds as the normal SD40-2s. I need to get in a cab. That is killing my ears. So what the timetable does is that it breaks down the journey into 2 parts. Instead of your normal point A to point B in one single service. So we've got a green train. We do have some locos at the back. We have some in the middle. And we have some at the back. That's a long grain train. How many is that? 96. So what's that? 7 locomotives? I think. Itchy ear. I hate that when that happens. I'm using the wrong brakes. Way to go. Right, I'll take a look at the chat as always. I'll say my hellos to the people. Right, I'll say my hellos to Amtrak, Liam, and Christoph. Nice to see you, hope you're well, and same to Commander, hope you're well, welcome. Amtrak, I went to the train fest at Los Angeles Union Station. Oh, was it a good time? Did you have a good time? We're going really slow. Let's pick up the let's get a bit of speed now. Albuquerque, that's how you say it, okay. Christoph, hey, you wait for Train Sim 04? I might wait for Train Sim 04. Whether I'll pick it up straight away, I'm still not sure. I did have a little cheeky look at the a little peek at was it the Antelope Valley line, which actually is not too far from Cajon Pass. Hence why they chose the Antelope Valley line, because they can use a lot of scenery assets from Cajon Pass, which is a bit cheap, but you know. It's their game, they can do what they want with it. I would have chosen a completely different part of the country to do a passenger route. That's just me. Liam, it's so popular, Dovetail Games added it on a board at station. Yeah, it is, I've seen that. Bit odd why it would be on in London or on Faversham or things like that. A little bit odd. Or Ebbsfleet International, but hey ho. Whilst you're going on holiday or if you're on a Eurostar or something and you see those kind of fictional pictures or posters, then yeah, maybe it's a good time to read them and think that's my next holiday. All sorted and booked. TY Southern Rail fan, hey, nice to see you, hope you're well. Just doing a grain run on Cajon Pass. Oh wow, you managed to get a photo taken in a Metrolink Rotom cab. Oh, nice. Nice one, Amtrak. Oh, not bad, Liam, not bad. Good game. Oh, yeah, and an empty coal run on Sandpatch grade. Oh, on Dash 8. Okay, fair enough. Liam, do you know how I found your channel, Spurs? I went to the internet. No shit, Sherlock. You can't go on the internet anyway to even know if my channel even exists. Won't be advertised on TV, I'm afraid. Or in a book or a magazine. Look at these monsters hard at work on the pass. So this is the grain we are taking. Is it empty or full? Should say on the thing. It says grain train. Is it empty, full? I presume it's full. So that's how far we've got. We're still in San Bernardino. And that's where we're going. The summit of Cajon Pass. Near the middle or halfway. And overall, that's the end of the journey in Barstow. This is a massive yard. Loads and loads of freight cars everywhere. All different shapes and sizes. These are new, I think, to Cajon Pass. It's kind of like flatbed trucks. You can load like pipes or things like that. I think there is a variant where you have loaded pipes. I know the what was another? There was a new, that horrendous, what was it? That ST70 ACE. That had two. Well, one was new and one was old. I think it was like North American trailers for the lorries or SUV. What do they call them? HGVs or tractors? I think they call them over there in the States. Trailers. That's kind of a new freight car or freight wagon that they brought to Cajon Pass. And the other one was what was it? Sugar. Was it wooden beams or something? I can't remember what it was. But I've seen it on routes like Sandpatch and Peninsula Corridor. We'll just watch the train roll by, I think. Whilst I tuck into my Boost chocolate bar, as well as a cup of coffee. I know, I'm sorry. Oh, magnificent. Speed limit's gone up to 30 miles per hour and will shortly go up to 55. TY7 Railfan, do you have the SD70 ACE? I do not have it, no. I'm only going to pick it up if it adds additional services to Cajon Pass. If it doesn't, then I'm not gonna pay it. Mind you, it is cheap though. It's £5, but it's a bit of a cash grab from Dovetail, really. I mean, they are a bit better than the what was that horrendous Union Pacific paint livery collection thing. They were just awful. Like, you could tell from the photographs or screenshots in the whatever game store you purchase the Train Sim World content from. You know it looks bad. Like, no effort whatsoever. If they do, then if the SD70 ACEs add any services to Cajon Pass, I'll happily pick it up. I think they're on a discount now, to be honest. I think they're like £2, so. Amtrak LA Union Station smells bad. I imagine many big mainline stations or main terminais in any country really, they're bound to smell a bit bad. From London to New York to Los Angeles, etc. So we got 16 miles until the Cajon Pass summit. There's no sign that indicates the Cajon Pass summit and however many feet above sea level. Unless Dovetail forgot to add it, then I don't know. Right, we've got a bit of a steep gradient here. Let's increase the power, set it to maximum. Get this grain up the grade. Helium went to Spain. Oh yeah, of course went to Spain. Fair enough. TOFCs. What is that? I don't know what that is. Southern Railfan. Amtrak, there was BNSF, ES44AC, Amtrak staff, Bilevel Sentinel trains, Union Pacific passenger cars, Metrolink Bombardier cars, Metrolink Rotem Cap cars, very noisy F125, steam loco, very nice. They have an hour and a half drive for 40-ish miles. Decent. Sounds like quite a good festival you went to there. A lot of interactivity. And seeing the old steamers and diesel locomotives actually being put to use. They messed up the horn with the Metrolink stuff. Oh, that doesn't surprise me. I noticed on the F125 locomotive, the wheels wobble. No, I don't think they'd be like that in real life. That would be a serious safety issue if that is prototypical to the real thing. For me, that doesn't look very safe to me. So if that is legit, then feel free to let me know. I'm pretty sure it isn't, though. TSW4 isn't out yet, no. It's not out for what, another couple of weeks ish. And that is if you pre-order the digital or super edition version, whatever it's called. But how's your weekend been, Commando? Been alright? Amateur, I guess they recorded one of the messed up horns. Maybe they did. Unless Dovetail messed up the recordings. I mean, you can't just put them on a plate tonight and ship them out to the States again and expect Metrolink to give them the access to the locomotives and rolling stock up close and strap them with recording equipment, mics and all that kind of stuff. It would be nice if they could do that, but sadly Dovetail's a little bit far from the USA. They should have like a Dovetail USA team. That'd be quite cool. Heck, they generate enough money as it is. Amtrak Max said it's a bug that they've been trying to fix on the F125. The word trying doesn't fill me with great confidence. That sounds to me like they don't know what's causing the bug and they've basically given up. That's not good. 2 weeks before release. Oh no. I mean, Dovetail put these work in progress things, splattered them all over the promotional vids and streams and screenshots and all that kind of stuff. I mean, let's be frank. You know, when Dovetail announced TSW4, was it 2 weeks ago? I don't know how long it's been. But let's be honest, that shit was done ages ago. The stuff you saw, you know, when Train Sim 4 was announced, is what you're gonna get when that's the condition you will receive when it comes to the routes and the rolling stock and the multiple units and the locomotives, etc., etc. I know Dovetail. It's how they work. So it's early in the AM, 6:30 in the morning. This doesn't look good, ish. Flat, horrible green texture. The grass is having a moment. It's frightened of the grain train, you see, shaking in fear. What is this? Are they rocks? There's just stones on horrendous flat grass texture. It irritates me like hell. I fucked up the train. Bollocks. I'm sorry. Oh well. We can have a little sightsee while the train comes to a halt. That's alright. Only on a 2% grade. What could possibly go wrong? This is a scene out of one of the Jurassic Park games or Jurassic World video games, isn't it? Where you can create your own park for the animals. Maybe Dovetail should have done that. Probably the Jurassic Park version or Jurassic World, like desert scenery, looks better than this. This tree is nice though, and that. Trees are nice, I'll give them that. Trees do look good. Alright, what have we got here? Some sort of depot for the trucks, or a, whatchamacallit, a tractor manufacturer maybe, that rents out tractors, maybe? Free camera doesn't want to play ball, I do apologise. Now whether these are the American style trailers or not, I have no idea. God, my free cam does not like the tractor depot or factory or industry, whatever it is. Crikey, is this the main road? Talk about being slow. I want to see the train. Oh, we're struggling, aren't we? Surely we can move up the hill. Oh, I might have to get back in the cab. No more free roaming for me today. Hang on, let's just turn on the motion blur. Maybe that will stop the free cam freaking out. Window heater, have got the banking comms set on. Where's the sand? Sand. Press. There we go. Doesn't matter which way I press it. Maybe that's the front. No, it's not having much of an effect, is it? Let's turn the power off. Just turn the power off. How can... Okay. I don't get that. Okay, we're moving again. Albeit very slowly. Right, let's get this train by the scruff of the neck. Full power. We need to move. We need to go before the people wake up. I mean, I've probably woken that neighbourhood up already. That's probably what, I don't know, 16,000 horsepower. Raging through the neighbourhood. Probably waking everyone up. Sorry, just passing through. Commando, yeah, just been bashing. Oh, main Blizzard bot. Oh right, I haven't been on that in God knows how long. Spent hours, sorry, making an MRC livery for the 182. I thought the 182 has an MRCE livery, unless you're making a variant of that livery, maybe, which is possible. Hey, Sub-Zero Scorpion, nice to see you. Hope you're well. The goat. Hey, how are you? Nice to see you. Amtrak in the dev diary for the Metrolink. One of the crew people said that their recordings kept getting interrupted by cars and helicopters. Well, you are in Los Angeles, I suppose. It's not exactly a quiet city to record them, unless they did it in a different... yeah, is that where the F125s are kept? Like for night storage or something like that? Unless they just literally sit them in the station overnight. No, Amtrak, they shouldn't really put work in progress, but they do that as like a shield, to shield them from criticism. So it's like basically saying, this is work in progress, don't worry, it's going to be fixed. Even though it'll take an entire calendar year to probably fix those things. Because they'll fix those bugs, and they'll introduce new bugs, and it will just be a vicious cycle going around again and again and again. Damn, the goat was keen for a shout out. He must have, I don't know, must be drinking something strong, maybe an energy drink or something. He's that desperate for a shout out. Sorry if that offends you, but that's my opinion. 12 miles to go, ish. So I think this section of track here, like wiggles around there and goes out. I think that's where you might just see some of the Union Pacific, like your SD70 ACEs, and trundling around, going in and out of those portals. I thought you would see them in, you know, this massive freight yard that we've just left, but so far I haven't been successful in seeing any. Up here, no idea. We're doing 23 miles per hour, it's not too bad. 2% gradient. With 90 odd freight cars. Tyler Medson, hey, how are you? Nice to see you. Hope you're well. Are you a Spurs fan or just Spurs Rail? I'm a Spurs fan, and my channel is called Spurs Rail. Yeah, it's like I like Spurs, Tottenham, soccer team, football team in North London, and I like trains. I don't like cars as well, so best of all three worlds, I suppose. And the Sub-Zero Scorpion paid a crazy $110 for Mortal Kombat 1. Yeah, my cousin said to me yesterday that his brother paid 80 odd quid for Mortal Kombat 1. That's crazy. I'm not a big fan of Mortal Kombat personally. My cousin likes Mortal Kombat. I don't think he liked the film though. Commando, yeah, Hamburg Lubeck. One has the MRC livery. I only have the Rapid Transit one. Oh, I see. Okay, fair enough. Makes sense. Amtrak F125s are kept outside LA Union at the crew maintenance facility, probably about 3-ish miles north of Los Angeles. Ah, right. Kind of in the middle of nowhere, too. Oh, right, well. It shouldn't really be that busy then, really. It's a bit odd. Unless the mics Dovetail used were really, really sensitive. Amtrak Metro LA is the Dovetail Games of Trains. So really, that bad, is it? Do they provide a poor quality service? No, Liam, he's a Spurs fan, sadly. Sadly, Liam is an Arsenal fan. It's really a club from South London, but yeah, maybe they should move back there. You know, they're based in the past. That's where all those cannons are. That's why Arsenal's logo is an old cannon. They should. I think Arsenal should move back to South London. Coming up to set of signals here. Just over 10 miles ish to go. We've been overtaken by a school bus. Angels baseball, I don't know anything about baseball. Well, I know how baseball is played and cricket is played, but don't like it there. Sorry. Tyler is a Leicester fan. Alright, fair enough. Thank you for giving us James Maddison. Yeah, Leicester they're having a solid start to the championship. I can't say they haven't blown everyone in the weeds as I expected. I thought they were going to absolutely railroad the championship, and they should do really, kind of what Burnley did or Norwich have done in the past. Leicester have been a little bit shaky, but that's just an observation from afar. So they may have performed, very, very well in those games, and maybe not scored enough goals as they deserve, or all that kind of stuff. Liam, never. Oh, there's two highways that run next to the facility. Oh, right, okay, fair enough. But they could have recorded at a yard or something for Metrolink. Yeah, they should have done. Would have been a little bit quieter. You would have thought they would have taken that into consideration upon making the trip. I mean, I'm sure they have Google Maps and all that stuff next to a busy highway or main road, or I don't know. Amtrak Angels is also sponsored by Amtrak. Oh really? That's nice. I know a few years ago, what was it? It might be, they might currently still have a sponsorship. I don't know, but I remember Doncaster Rovers. They had a shirt, front of shirt sponsor, which was the LNER, London North Eastern Railway. I don't know if they still do to this day, but I think they haven't. They have had that sponsor not long ago, 2018 maybe. Go. What is your favourite baseball team? Do you have one? No, I do not have one, I'm afraid. The only one I know off the top of my head is the New York Yankees. I imagine a lot of people would know that. Other than that, no, I don't know any of them. What? I don't know any of them. Some sort of industry here. This looks interesting. Got some signings as well, maybe to load or unload maybe the stuff they make, or maybe not make. Mountains look a little bit meh. Maybe it's because of the sunlight, the shadows. Looks a little bit like Play-Doh. I'm very confident that they look 100 times better in real life than what I can see at the moment. How long has this stream been going on for? Oh my god, nearly 45 minutes. Near the summit yet? Oh my gosh. This is going to take a while, this stream, to finish. Oh well. Tyler, we've not won a game yet convincingly. I had a feeling, judging by the results. You lot ain't had a bad start, to be fair. No, we've had a rocketing start. Didn't predict we'd be second in the... it's not bad. Only Man City in front of us. And I think we faced them pretty soon. And every time we face Manchester City, we always beat them at home. So, I'm very confident going into that game in particular. Even if we've had Kane or without Kane, we always win. Just trying to think, how many times have we played Man City at the new stadium? Was it one? Was it 5 times, I think? It was like 1 in the Champions League, 2 in Mourinho, 1 with Nuno, and 1 with Conte. Yeah, 5. I think we got Liverpool and Arsenal coming up. Liverpool, I don't know. They're a bit of an unknown at the moment. Arsenal, we'll smash them, because that is what's going to happen. It's guaranteed. We're going to give them an absolute good hiding, no doubt about that. Rip them apart. Alright, let's get out of the cab. We've got some mountains on the left hand side coming into play. What's it looking like over here in the early sunlit hours of the day? Ooh, oh dear. Eesh. It's worse than I thought. I mean, this is almost like another first look because I haven't played Cajon Pass for so long, nearly an entire calendar year. And oof, this desert is, well, it's meant to be, you know, a bit plain and a bit lifeless because it is in the desert, but either way. Eesh. What is that over there? Sticking out there. It's like half the mountains disappeared. That does not look good. If it was in different lighting conditions maybe, or like weather conditions, it might look a little bit better, but so far it doesn't look good. Let's just put it this way, is nowhere near as good looking as the Cajon Pass cliff sides and mountains, because the Cajon Pass is pretty much in the desert. And I know Cajon Pass is Cajon Pass, Cane Creek, sorry. I know Cane Creek is a tiny route compared to this, but you know, their scenery, yeah, mountain and cliffside wise, yeah, it's in a different league. Amtrak Dovetail can't even get the speedometer and the instrument displays on the F125 right. Oh, the instruments and the speedometer isn't correct, is it? How is that possible? Goes under a blanket right now. Oh, right. Fair enough. Amtrak, they just copied. Yeah, alright, the same display. Oh. That's cutting a corner, isn't it? Do you have a favourite hockey team? Oh no, I don't have a favourite hockey team, I'm afraid, mate. I don't know any hockey teams whatsoever. It depends what you mean, ice hockey or hockey? Hockey. If you mean them both, then no, I don't know any. They might disagree. Well, you would disagree, won't you? But it's going to happen. It just will. Amtrak is a pain in the butt to get out of the Angel Stadium parking lot. Oh, really? Normally an hour or 2 hours to wait just to get out of it. Oh, I might as well wait. I'd probably be one of the last ones to leave then. Unless it's raining. Well, it depends if this Angel Stadium has a retractable roof or no roof at all. It's a nice sunny day, and I'll be one of the last ones out. Get a nice view of the stadium from the inside. Liam, we have the Emirates Stadium, the only team to have been called the Invincibles. Well, you didn't become the Invincibles when you had the Emirates Stadium. You had it when you were at Highbury. You know, you could go back to Highbury, but it's currently a hotel, so a proper history and a new past world upon this. Fair enough. Yeah, you do have a solid history. no doubt about that. Domestically, that is. Liam, okay, if you beat us, I'll give you a super chat, £100. What, both games or just the one coming up? Yeah, they do, I'm trying. The mountains do look like mashed potatoes. Couldn't have put it better, really. Tyler, I haven't been to the old White Hart Lane, but I've been to the new stadium. It is really good. Oh yeah, new stadium, world class venue. I think I just missed a crossing, but I've managed to apply the bill, so that's all right. Yeah, White Hart Lane was, wow. White Hart Lane. What is White Hart Lane? It's just one of the old classic. It's, you know, it's that feeling of like you're in one of the old classic stadiums. You know, it's like stepping back into the past. The architecture. I think we had. I think the new main stand back then was opened in. I'm gonna have a guess. 83, 93. I think it got redeveloped or upgraded, like Liverpool have done with their stadium recently. What they're upgrading, was it the Cop End or Anfield Road or whatever it's called? I don't know Anfield very well. So yeah, White Hart Lane was a small little ground, but you know, it could keep the noise and the atmosphere, you know, contained very, very well, as does the new stadium. New stadium is unbelievable, but it's expensive. But it's great, you know, that, you know, Spurs can generate revenue other than just selling players. You know, they can have the likes of Lady Gaga and whatchamacallit, Beyonce, and wrestling, rugby, NFL matches. So heck, you know, if that's paying off the stadium costs, then fair play. But I can't argue with the chairman, to be honest with you. I'm not a fan of Daniel Levy, but you know, they have spent money on players. They haven't spent it very well on some players, I'll give you that. But they have the youngsters in particular. They have brought in some decent players, not just from other clubs, but academy-wise as well. So you know, who we brought through the ranks recently? Ben White, Divine, Scarlett, Parrott, and of course we've had some young players come into the fold recently. Destiny, Sessegnon, Sarr, Skip. I could go on. We've got Kulusevski, who's still very, very young for his age. I thought he was older than his age. I think he's 22 now, 23. So we have a very young squad. And yeah, if we can get a top 4 finish, which might be a bit of a stretch, I'll be delighted. If we get 5th, I think that I'll take that hands down. You know, we need to start from scratch and just build it up step by step. So if we get 5th place, I'll take that any day. 6th, I'll take that as well. If we get Champions League, I'll be very surprised. But we're not in Europe this season, you know. We don't have to worry about those extra games, 6 games at least. So we can have a good push in the Premier League and see what happens. Heck, we might even win it if we keep playing as we are. Alright, just over 7 miles to go till we reach the summit of Cajon Pass. Good, I don't have any pounds of US dollars. That's okay, if you have US dollars, you have US dollars. think I've had people send US dollars to me before, and it's been converted into pounds not long after. So yeah, any donation to the channel is yeah. If you don't do it, I'm fine with it. If you do it, I'm cool with it. I'm flexible. I'm not desperate for it. Don't worry. I'm not that kind of person. Amtrak is someone that lives 20 to 15 miles from there. I can say that Dovetail obviously didn't look at the photographs. Plus the mountains have more height. I don't know, maybe they Dovetail obviously. This was made, what was last year, wasn't it? So there shouldn't have been any restrictions to the US this time last year, pandemic-wise. The Dovetail weren't allowed to go on a sightseeing trip, maybe like a ride in the cab, maybe of one of the engineers, like sit in the second man seat like that gentleman is doing, or seat back there. Just got recorded the trip from the camera, or taken photograph after photograph, or even if they use something like Google and laser scanned maybe the Google Street View or something like that, or 3D view of the past, then yeah. But it's a shame, I feel like Dovetail's kind of neglecting the North American content that they put out, which is a shame, really. But it's ironic, they started Train Sim World with Sandpatch Grade, and I've been playing that recently, and it still holds up fairly well. The route still looks pretty decent. Now with the desert, you think it'd be more easier because you don't have to dot hundreds of or thousands of trees everywhere you look on the mountainside, and it's just desert. It's just orangey sand and dust, and you think that'd be a lot easier to apply. Man, it probably is easier to apply, it just doesn't look as good, unfortunately. If they put a bit of detail into the textures they use on the ground for like desert scenery, that would be nice. I will be honest, I haven't watched all of the Antelope Valley Line stream, but I imagine Antelope Valley Line could very well easily look similar to Cajon Pass. Not identical, but close to it in some areas. Maybe, distance scenery wise, the mountains and all that stuff. Excuse me. But where does the Antelope Valley Line actually end? Does anyone know? Because I can't remember. God, I'm starting to regret having this chocolate. It's melting. Let's put it down for a second. Need a sip of drink. Getting dehydrated. Oh, that's better. Yeah, but I can't remember where it stops. I think it's like 11 stations or something, so it's more than I thought. I think it's 75 miles, I think, so it's what is it, 25 miles or 35 miles shorter than Cajon Pass. But I think because you have to stop at the stations, and I think most of Antelope Valley is single track, I think it's going to take same time to do a full length run from one end to the other. Past if you're doing like an all stop service, I think over 2 hours. Well, that's what Dovetail claim on the menu of their services. So, but hey. But I wish they chose something different. I'm glad to have chosen a passenger route over another fully fledged freight route. I just wish the location was different. I don't mind California or or anywhere from there. If they chose one that went from, I can't remember where it went. It was Train Simulator, wasn't it? Like 10 years ago. And that did along the coastline, didn't it? What was it? San Diego. Was it LA to San Diego? Something like that? I don't know. I can't remember. But if they did that, I think that would have been quite good. It would have been nice to have done the route by the coastline for a change. If not California, then I would have chosen easily something like the racetrack in Chicago. I think that would have been really nice. Geographically, it's nice to switch it up a bit. Not do a route in the far west or the northeast of the US. It would have been nice to have put it somewhere else for a change. Make a route in a different state. 6.5 miles to go until the summit. Liam, to get out of Ipswich Vauxhall Stadium, it takes over an hour to get out. Sometimes you spend the night there till it's 9 AM. What? That's crazy. Why would you do that? I'm just trying to skip through the live chat, and I'm struggling to keep up. I do apologise. Liam Spurs, do we have a deal if you eat us? Fair enough, yeah. It's a deal. I think that's fair. If you beat us, then I have to eat a slice of humble pie. Simple as that. But we're, there's no question, we are far stronger than we were last season. No question about that. No question. Angel Stadium was built in 1968-ish, says Amtrak, and doesn't have a retractable roof. Ah, right, okay. Now it's strictly baseball. Ah, right, I see. Liam, if you beat us, to scare you. 100 if you beat us. I don't know if he'll do a double. I think that's a bit far-fetching. Normally we escape with like a draw at the Emirates and a win at White Hart Lane, or maybe vice versa. 2 draws. So I don't know. I don't know about doing the double. I don't think we've done the double in years. So I'm not too sure about that. Okay, go. No worries. Take care of yourself. I'll see you next time. Tyler, Anfield are developing a bit just behind the way section. Oh, right, I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay. Liam, Newcastle will get Champions League before Tottenham. Newcastle won't get Champions League before Spurs, mate. Newcastle are miles and miles and miles away from getting their hands on the Champions League. They're going to lead at least, look how long Man City it's taken to get their hands on the Champions League. Over a decade. So, yeah, Newcastle won't be touching the Champions League anytime soon. They're in it, but they're not going to win it. No doubt about that. They're not going to win it. That's crazy. They can't win it. Heck, they can't even beat Manchester City and Liverpool, and they got comfortably beaten by Brighton. So I don't think everything is all lovey-dovey and rosy up in the northeast at the moment. We've upgraded our stadium with new decoration around the stadium. Arsene Wenger statue. I like the Arsene Wenger statue. It's fair enough. And Liam, and if you sack Ange, well, of course we're going to sack Ange, or Ange is going to walk, but it's probably not going to be for another 5-6 years yet. You know, we're in it for the long game, like we did with Poch. So yeah, every manager's eventually going to leave. They're not going to stay forever. Tyler, yeah, I think Tyson Fury did fight there. So did Anthony Joshua, if I'm not mistaken, last year or year before. Just over 5 miles away from the summit, still climbing. At times, excuse me, a bit less, but mainly on the 2% grade going up. Okay, Liam, okay, if we beat you in I-4, both games will give you. Oh, fair enough. Amtrak, I don't know why Dovetail thinks that the desert is orange, but it's actually the desert is orange, but it's actually yellow. I don't know why it's orange. Maybe they don't have the right shade of yellow. I don't know. You'll have to ask them that question. Heck, when the PC had when now they've got the PC editor beta out for the public, it'll be interesting to see what kind of colours you can actually use on surface textures. Got some greenery to the right with the trees. Lovely. These trees don't look too bad. That mountain over there with the right lighting looks okay. Why are the trees shaking? The grass did that earlier on. Are they literally frightened by grain? Is every plant on the planet around here frightened of grain? Are you going to be next in the grain car? Huh? Unless that is wind. It doesn't sound windy though. That's most bizarre. Alright, let's watch the rest of the train go by. Under 4.5 miles to go. With our 90 odd freight cars full of grain here. Amtrak Antelope ends in Lancaster, California, aka the place you never want to go to. Why is that the place we do not want to go to? Rough community or something? A couple of VS44C4s there in the middle helping us. Commander, it's way too hot. Where has this heat wave even come from? Meant to be autumn. Yeah, it's meant to be autumn, but obviously autumn's delayed a bit. Knowing the weather pattern at the moment, we're probably going to get snow at Christmas, which we nearly had last year. We nearly had snow at Christmas. We had it close to Christmas. So Liam, if you predict any snow, or want to make any snow predictions, then I wouldn't be surprised if that actually comes true. Here comes the helpers. The second set of helpers, as you've got one in the middle and one at the back. These BNSF liveries, they shine in the light. Okay, 4 miles to go. We should have seen, or maybe still will see, some Union Pacific traffic. So you've got a bit of track that goes that way. We're gonna go around the big long like horseshoe curve style here. Here, that's perfect. And the lighting on the locomotives, perfect, looks so good. The scenery, on the other hand, that is a different story. One thing I can't fault is the atmosphere of the desert. That's something Dovetail has replicated reasonably well. I mean, I've watched live cameras of Cajon Pass on YouTube and other websites, and that kind of atmosphere you hear in the game, you kind of hear in real life. It's not 110% accurate, of course not, but it's a decent replica, let's say. 4 miles to go. Tracks. We've got 5 tracks in close proximity. Must be another freight train coming down, surely. Surely. Now I've got to remember I have to stop there. Don't go via that marker. I've got to actually stop there. Bit bizarre really, because some services actually make you stop at like the first part of a service if you're running from the top of the map. Like here, Victorville, the little plant here they have. Then the second half would let you go from Victorville all the way down to the bottom of the map, but it seems this one's a bit different, so I don't know what to expect here. Maybe perhaps it's very early in the morning. These start and end at different points. I'm not really sure, unless this train's just going to disappear off the map, which it shouldn't do, should it? No, wouldn't have thought so. That's nice, the rocks, that's nice, yeah, that looks okay. Now these look good. These look okay from a distance. Cacti here, and is it cactus? I don't know, whatever it is, it's a type of tree. I'm not a tree expert. But that looks okay. Compared to that, these here look okay. I'll give him a thumbs up for that. I've got to be positive about the route in some way, shape or form. But the route is a challenge. I mean, you know, if you're not paying attention to the alerter like I did at the very start of the run, you know, it can take you a while to get moving again because of that steep gradient. That is if you're coming in this direction. Going up north. I think it's north. I don't know. I think it's north. Maybe northwest. I'm not sure. So yeah, maybe if you have like rain, or dare I even say snow on Cajon Pass, which I don't think you'd ever see snow on Cajon Pass, unless it's an exceptionally weird year weather-wise for this part of California, then yeah, driving-wise, it's going to present quite a few challenges, especially with these big, heavy, long freight trains, you know, be it grain or auto racks, automotive, etc., coal. They do run coal trains over on this bit, manifests, that kind of stuff. Right, I need to catch up with the chat, so I'm going to miss some people's comments and stuff, so I apologise. Tyler, can't even say a glory hunt with Arsenal, mate. Fair enough. Amtrak, as soon as September hit, there's been rain 24/7. Well, at least that might be a good thing. You don't have to water your plants every day now for a little while. Last night we had a rumble of thunder and a bit of lightning and a small little downpour. It rained a bit today, which is a welcome sight. I mean, it's still hot and humid though, but it watered the plants, so that's good. Liam, which Arsenal player's name would you like on the back of the shirt? Look at all of them. I don't know. I don't really like them because they're Arsenal players, but if you take the Arsenal bit out of them, I don't know. Eek, that's a tough one. I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know. Just pick a random one. Jesus, I don't know. Kieran Tierney? I don't know. Flipping egg? I don't know. I'm trying to come on a 2-hour interview. Matt Pelston. I don't know about a 2-hour interview. That's stretching it a bit. I think 20 minutes would be good. Do the quick fire questions. I'll do it. Speed limit's going down to 30 miles per hour. Under 5 miles to go. Jonas 0406, hey, nice to see you, hope you're well. Amtrak Lancaster is kind of full of drug addicts and other people and things. Also high crime, right. Well, Commander, so are American freight routes all 20 miles per hour all the way? Not all of them. Some do vary in speed limits. Start of Sandpatch Grade, for example, from Cumberland, that reaches speeds of 40-50 miles per hour. Sherman Hill really is, I suppose, the fastest way of going from point A to point B. I think you can average 35-40 miles per hour for most of the trip, so it's not all slow and steady on Sherman Hill. If you were to pick one US freight route that stands out, I'd give it to Sherman Hill. I think Dovetail did a solid-ish job with the SD70 ACE. I know, sounds weird of me saying that. The SD40-2, they gave it a new horn. That's about as much praise as I can give it on that one. The route itself, it isn't too bad, to be fair. It isn't too bad. They did a solid-ish job on it. Overall. There are some parts which look crap. I mean, it's Dovetail we're talking about here. But there is some parts that do look okay. Like some of the chemical plants, Cheyenne in particular. So yeah, I think if you want a decent-ish freight route or freight route, then Sherman Hill I think is the one to go for. I think closely followed by Horseshoe Curve. I think Skyhook Games did a surprisingly good job with the route scenery. I think it was okay, to be honest. Not too bad at all. And the operations you can do on there are pretty... they're okay. They're not too bad. You got a branch line as well. South Fork branch, which is a bonus. Rolling stock, that's what lets it down, really. I think the physics and sounds of the was it the SD? Was it ES44AC? I think that lets it down. And the GP30-2, it was nice to see it back when I first took a look at Horseshoe Curve. It's been a while since I've had a US freight route, modern wise, but we've had a GP38-2. So it was nice to see it at first in Horseshoe Curve, but it was exactly the same. GP38-2, just with a new coat of paint, really, and a horn. And even the horns weren't that good either. And something Dovetail I'll give credit for, they are getting better at, is the horns. Some of the North American stock, they're getting better. Just past a whistle board. How many times do I have to keep whistling? Where is the crossing? I'll turn it off for now. Commander, it's thundering constantly up here, constant flashes outside. Ooh, that must be some light show then. Better get the camera out and record that. Liam, it's constantly hot air noise in the swimming pool downstairs. Show off. what needs to happen is someone needs to come round and drain the pool in the middle of the night, and then next time Liam goes in the swimming pool, he'll find out it's empty. And we can all laugh. Still no freight trains coming down. Maybe we're one of the first ones of the day. I'm not sure. I don't know this timetable well enough. But, you know, it is early in the morning. It's 7:30 in the AM, so I imagine we're one of the first of the day. Tyler, if you I used to win it last year, but it didn't happen, obviously. Still in top 3 though, I think. Spurs can just scrape Europe. Oh yeah, we'll get Europe. I think we should get Europe. Europa League, I think that will be a nice reward. It's a, you know, step by step. Oh, he left you. Oh, right, okay, fair enough. Kieran Tierney, oh, okay. Thought he was still there. Commando, I don't play any American stuff. The only one that I got my interest was the Horseshoe Curve on black liveried ST40. Or GP30. I think it was a GP30, I don't know, maybe it might have been ST40, I don't know. Looked really good. Yeah, they looked, liveries looked okay. Looked alright. Tyler, when you lost to Forest, I don't think I've ever said so many unchristian words in one go before. I don't think I've laughed so much. I mean, Spurs were having such a terrible season. It was just, you know, seeing when Arsenal lost to Forest and, you know, full-time whistle went, you know, I laughed and laughed. Sweet, sweet revenge. It was just a sweet feeling, you know, because end of the season it was the same outcome for both teams. They won absolutely nothing. Just under 4 miles till we stop at Cajon Pass Summit. Okay, Commando, no problem. I'll still be here, don't worry. We got a hell of a long way to go, and it's been 130 minutes. We got so long to go. Most of the way we've been floating around 19, 20, 21 miles per hour, so we've been slow consistently. Haven't quite reached the heights of 30 miles per hour yet. We might do towards the end. Right, I'll save the usual YouTube shenanigans as we're nearing the end of the first half of the journey. If you did enjoy this stream, then I'd really appreciate it if you would hit the thumbs up button below, and if you are watching for the first time, be it live or on playback, then if you could subscribe to the channel, I would really like that. Right, now we really are in the middle of nowhere. That don't look too bad. Heat haze there in the distance, or whatever it is. That doesn't look too good. All of this looks meh. Kind of good, kind of not. Mostly not, but it is the desert, I suppose. There's not much to really see. Tyler, do you prefer old routes and rolling stock or more modern? I do prefer the old, the old ways, yeah. Firstly, because it's easier to operate. You know, you don't have to worry about modern safety systems. For starters, the old rolling stock presents more of a challenge to me. You know, locomotives like the 31, you got to get to grips with the braking physics, because that is a very difficult thing to manage, especially when pulling cement. But I do like the old routes because the routes have more. They have to have more of an impact, maybe, because you know, we're taking a look at a period in time that we're never going to see again. Yeah, you could see it in film or video and all that stuff. But when it's brought to life in a game, you know, it piques my interest because it's nice to be embedded in a historic landscape, and you kind of get a glimpse of what, you know, that place was like at that time period. So the route has to play a much greater part than maybe, like, say, if you had your local route set in the modern time period, for example. I mean, my route is set in the, well, it's the distant past, but back then it was modern. Great Western Express, and of course that still has a lot of importance, because if a route is set, you know, up to the modern day, that would mean, you know, people would close scrutinize it more, because they know what to look out for and what bits are there and not there. But you know, over time I'm slowly starting to like the more modern side of things, particularly on the British stuff. I love the TGV, you know, the LGV Mediterranean route. The route itself, yeah, scenery-wise, was a little bit underwhelming, but the TGV Duplex, wonderful thing to drive. Beautiful, beautiful setup. One of my favourite trains to this day. And hopefully Dovetail will do an extension to that route, or maybe even add a loco add-on to LGV Mediterranean, or just another TGV route in general. I'd welcome that with open arms. But Modern UK stuff, yeah, I like the Southeastern High Speed. It's my favourite modern UK route to this day. East Coast Way, that's a nice little route. Brighton Main Line, it's alright. It's alright. I like the busyness of it with that monstrous timetable it has. Is there any other modern British routes? Oh yeah, Great Western Express. Duh. Love that route. I mean, heck, it's right on my doorstep, so it's not too bad. Midland Main Line. It's a route I've wanted to see in the game for many, many years in Train Sim World. Great to see Skyhook Games have brought it to Train Sim World. Yeah, it was in a bit of a state when it came, but thankfully, you know, Skyhook, have done some pretty big patches to it, you know, beefed the timetable up a bit, improved the stations and the scenery surrounding those, some of the main stations like Derby and Nottingham, etc. There are some areas that still look a bit meh, but that's to be expected. It can't all be perfect, can it? Oh wait, it can. There's Needed Turbine. Is that all the modern routes we have? I suppose West Somerset Railway is a modern route, even though it's mainly based on the heritage festivities, so you can kind of call it a historic-ish setting. But West Somerset I love as well. It's a great heritage route that Dovetail added in Train Sim World, the only heritage route we still have to this day. I think that's it, isn't it, as far as modern British routes go? There's as many as I thought. And obviously we got East Coast Main Line coming. That's the only thing that's really keeping me interested in Train Sim World. I'm not so enthusiastic about the section that they've chosen, but I just wanted to see what the Azuma is like to operate. And if the route that, you know, if Dovetail do a solid job on the scenery side of things, or with the operations you can do on East Coast Main Line, maybe, just maybe, I might pick up Train Sim World 3 on launch, but decision will be made when I've had a little peek at the East Coast Main Line preview stream thingamabob. Antelope Valley Line, it's okay I suppose. I like the traction, and that's about it really, because you know, if it's set close to Cajon Pass, you kind of know what you're going to get really, as far as a route perspective. From a route perspective, gradients and scenery and all that stuff. The route in Austria, I couldn't really care about it, to be honest with you. I'm sure the Talent 1 is a great looking multiple unit, and I'm sure the route does look okay. I mean, Dovetail do a fairly decent job when it comes to the German or Swiss content, but I'm just getting a little bit bored of it really. You know, it's the same old hymn sheet over and over again. I wish I mean, Austria is okay. I mean, I would have preferred a different country than Austria, honestly. But yeah, it's not something I'm really interested in, to be honest with you. I know some people like it. To me, it's just not enough there to make me get excited about it, really. There's not a lot to be excited about Train Sim World 4, really. It's just the East Coast Main Line and Flying Scotsman for me that's keeping me interested. Post Train Sim World 4, obviously there's the Just Trains Blackpool, Preston and Ormskirk route. That looks good. And sounds good. But we'll see. We will see. As the old saying goes, it looks good on paper, but might not be the case when you play the actual thing. So, yeah, I'm not completely sold on TSW4 just yet. So we'll wait and see. We're really not far now from the summit. We've pretty much reached the summit as the gradients have leveled. Let's start braking. Tyler, Southeastern High Speed is my favourite line as well, followed by Midland Main Line, because Midland Main Line is your local line. Alright, fair enough. Yeah, I'm glad Skyhook picked Midland Main Line and the brand as well. East Midlands Trains, not East, or what is it called? East Midlands Railway. I like the livery of East Midlands Trains. You know, it's in your face, it's colourful, it's bright, it's crazy looking. That's why I like it. East Midlands, like the new livery at the moment, looks a little bit toned down, a little bit dull to me. Kind of like Avanti, West Coast, or what was that one? Cross Country. I don't like the look of them. Right, we need a break now. Okie doke. So that took me an hour and 37 minutes just to go not even halfway. Aye. Let's go back to the main menu a minute. Right. From the summit to San Bernardino. Let's have a little peek at it. Now, it shouldn't take as long because we are going downhill. Not all of the way. Oh, that's no good. That's at night time. That's at 2:30 in the morning. That's no bloody good, is it? What does it look like? Not good. Absolutely useless. Alright, fair enough. I'll find that service we just did. And I'll find the second half of it and then we'll carry on. Or I could play a cheat code and zoom up to Victorville and then do the rest of the journey from there. Just to save a bit of time. Hey Commando, nice to see you. I'm gonna play a little. Let's have a look. It's locked. It's a pain in it. I hate it that they've locked all the chapters, and I know you have to complete it, but I hate it. Why are they locked? Why can't we just have that free choice as we had before? Never mind. Right. 44C4. I'm gonna type in rain. Okay, not as many. Oh, crikey. Not as many. Okay. So it takes an hour, roughly. Boswell to Victorville. Victorville to San Bernardino. I'm gonna try and cheat. If I can go from Victorville, that'd be nice, just to cut the time down a little bit. Victorville. Continue with unit grain train from Victorville to Boston. Yeah. Let's time travel up to Victorville. Let's have a bit of cloud on it this time. Speed the process up a bit, and it should take 42 minutes. So we've gone from the summit to Victorville, just pretend. And we're just having a pit stop at Victorville, having a, I don't know, cup of coffee or something. And now we're going to carry on the journey to LA. Or Barstow, in the game, of course. Banking com on, headlights on. Cab signal fuse is on. Right, everything should be tickety-boo. Right, let's get going. Might be, don't know if the train will be as long as before. Is it the same? Yep, same length of train. So this is Victorville. A couple of wind turbines here. This is the plant over here. Sadly you cannot do any switching in the sidings here, which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, it's a big old plant, that's for sure. If I'm not mistaken, there is a service that starts right back here, I think. I remember I picked it the other day. I was a bit surprised. It was like all the way out there or something, wasn't it? I don't think it was that far. I think it was like over here or something. Going a bit too fast for a change. I don't know, I think it was like over here or something, if I recall. There's like a service where you take some grain cars or something, or cement from the cement plant, which is a nice touch. I think it's like earlier in the afternoon or something. It's with the SD40-2s, but that's quite cool. So at least you can take some cars out of the facility, which is a nice touch. We're going a bit too fast. So Barstow West is where we're going to terminate this service. And zoom up to Barstow. Is it maybe this yard? Just thinking. No, I don't think it's. No. Just thinking of an SD40-2 service. No, it doesn't stop. Doesn't go there. It's definitely at Victorville. Damn, look at this yard here in San Bernardino. I think it sees like literally thousands of freight trains a year. Tens of thousands. It's unbelievable. I mean, you can do switching here in Barstow as well as San Bernardino, and they're like crazy long services. I think like one was like 2 hours of switching, which I love switching, but 2 hours, boy, it certainly takes a lot out of you. So we got a auto rack train. a stack train going by. Heading down south. Commander was on the island line before, did transport for Wales livery for the 484. Oh, nice. Was trying to make it look like the class 230. Yeah. Commander, if I do really like the modern transport for Wales and London North Western livery. I don't know what the I haven't looked at any transport for Wales liveries, to be honest with you. Liam, I'd just like to say, here we go. Like my pool. Fair enough. I like my cars and I like my neighbours and the barking dog. Good. What's wrong with a barking dog? Dog can't help it. It's natural. You've got to get used to it. Be honest, Liam, you can't have everything perfect in life. Right, we're downhill now. 0.6%. Speed limit has increased to 55. I'm just going to let gravity take control of the train. 27 miles to go to Barstow. So the section we've missed out is pretty substantial. This was the summit, Sandpatch, so we stopped, Sandpatch, Cajon Pass, so we stopped right here. And we've missed all of this. And we've started at Victorville. So we've cut out a lot of the journey time. I mean, mainly the first part was long because obviously, you know, I messed up at the start with the cab signal having a go at me. So that's why I've had to cut a bit of the journey short. Otherwise I'll be here till like, I don't know, 2 AM in the morning, so, or 1 AM in the morning, which I'm not prepared to do, so I hope you can forgive me for that. But you know, making up for good time now. We're doing 40 odd miles an hour, getting faster, so should get to the end reasonably quickly. Certainly within the hour. Alright, we got what seems to be a quarry or something over here. Grain cars or, I don't know, cement or something. Salt, I don't know. See some domes up there, look at that, not bad. That's okay. That isn't too bad, that's not a bad view. I've seen worse. If the mountains are flat-ish and far, far, far away, that looks okay. That's not a bad view. And there's the atmosphere in your headsets or earphones or speakers. Yeah. Run a stream like this for 24 hours. No talking, just sounds and the trains rolling by. Ain't too bad, ain't too bad. Some people do that. But maybe not for 24 hours. Maybe for an hour. So once again we got 2 units in the middle and 2 helper units at the back. So 2 pairs helping out today. We will get this grain to the end, I can assure you. There's the rear units. Not a bad view at all. E60 going to one. Hey, how are you? Nice to see you. Hope you're well. Liam, classics all the way. Modern is alright, but classics are just something else. Do you mean in the game or cars? I'll have a look at classic cars. I wouldn't want to own one. Just be a money pit waiting to happen. Waiting to ruin me. That's why I prefer modern. Modern vehicles. Right, we're going a little bit quick here. Sugar. Got the wrong type of brakes. There we go. Commander of M1, Avanti livery for the 390 is a bit crap. Is it? Alright. That's why I thought it might be the Avanti West Coast, because Pendolino is obviously used for Avanti West Coast. But, at least I think that. I'm pretty certain they still use the Pendolinos. Tyler, was the Intercity livery black and white one with the red stripe in the middle? Yeah, I think you're right. If I miss out on any crossings, I apologise. I'm busy reading the chat. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think doesn't the livery have like some yellow? I think. Might be wrong, I don't know. No, Commander's answered it for me. There we go. Usually a full yellow front end as well. Alright, there we go. Liam up all night, no sleep for a whole week now. Oh dear, it's not good. Tyler, yeah, I like that one. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough, Tyler, no problem. Nice to see you, take care. Enjoy the rest of your, well, what's left of your weekend, sleeping wise. In terms of the next stream, peeps, the next stream will be tomorrow on Monday, September the 11th, 2023. What it's going to be on, I have absolutely no idea. No idea. So I'll see what I haven't streamed yet, and yeah, or maybe want to stream and go from there really. E60 going to 1 just on the Xbox Series X. TSW3 runs great. Well, that's something. May not look as accurate, may not sound as good, but at least it runs okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the game runs okay on most of the routes I have on the PlayStation 5. It's not too bad. PS5 can take it. Heck, if they can take 1400 services on Brighton Mainline, then it can cope with pretty much anything dovetail through at it, really. Got just over 20 miles to go until Barstow, 22 to be exact. If we can get this done before 11:30 in the PM, then we should be okay. I'll take that. Liam still writes those emails. Do you really do 2,000 emails? I mean, that's just crazy. How can you do 2,000 emails? That's just mad to me. Surely your fingers must get fatigued or something at some point. Oh, let me get out of the cab a minute. That caught my eye. It's that little thing there. Oh, can I not see it? Oh no, what a shame. The game has restricted me. I cannot see what that small little building is. All on its lonesome. Alright, that's a shame. We are literally in the middle of nowhere now. There's some small workplaces or something like that. Yes, I've totally missed the crossing. Some brakes on this freight train. Got a bridge. This bit of the route looks alright. This I can accept. You know, the mountains are far, far away, so they're not in your face, and they don't look as ugly, obviously. But this bit looks alright, you know, as a desert, this is okay. You know, Cajon Pass is... it's like a football match, or NFL match, or a soccer game, whatever you want to call it. You know, first half is a bit meh. Second half is pretty good. Look, here's the crossings. Making the sounds. Should come up. Crossing arms. They do indeed. They work. That's good. Back in the cab. Yeah, but this part of the route, this looks alright. This isn't too bad. Not bad at all. Under 20 miles to go until Barstow. Commander, an Xbox 360 could handle TSW if they optimized it properly. Only reason it sucks is because they use way too much memory on AI rolling stock. That is true, but I prefer them to use more memory on AI rolling stock. I want the AI rolling stock to look just as good as the stock I'm driving, so yeah, it could be, maybe Train Simulator could work on Xbox 360. That could be a possibility. Samuel Smith, hey, how are you doing? Nice to see you. I'm doing well, thank you. Hope you're doing well, Samuel. Just hauling some grain over through the deserts and mountain ranges of Southern California, from San Bernardino to Barstow. Albeit I've taken a shortcut and missed a bit of the route out to save time. Just for a recap, started down here, San Bernardino, massive freight yard. Took it to the summit. Then I took a shortcut on the service front where I skipped this section entirely and took over the train at Victorville, and currently now going to Barstow. Our train, by the looks of it, is just coming to the yard at Barstow, unless that's some switching going on. Might have a local switch up. Yeah, Barstow, this yard is absolutely massive. It would probably, if you were to walk from one side to the other, it would probably take you a good 20 minutes. It's just absolutely massive. There's locomotives parked up in the shops, you know, waiting to run, you know, waiting to be filled. There's loads of freight cars everywhere you go, all different shapes and sizes. There's locomotives here. Yeah, there's all this. It is massive. There's no other way to describe it. Absolute monster of a yard. And you can do switching in Barstow. It will take you some time, that's for sure. Trust me, I've tried it. I haven't even finished it. I did a service. It was coming up to nearly 2 hours, and yeah, I just couldn't finish it because I had other things to do. So yeah, if you like switching, yeah, then go to Barstow Yard. You have a lot of switching to do. But, you know, credit to Dovetail on that front. You know, at least they've made Barstow Yard, you know, feel big. You know, the vastness of it. You know, it's not empty or abandoned. It's full of stock to play with, and you know, locomotives parked up everywhere, waiting for their respective duties. So that I like. There's trains, you know, still running on the main line. You know, going through, going to Barstow Yard, out of Barstow Yard, so there is a fair bit going on. I mean, of course you do have times in the day where it's a little bit quiet, but if you're on foot, you could just get in a locomotive, fire it up, take it to one of the fuel ranks, and maybe pretend to fuel it up or something. So there is something to keep you occupied. Maybe not for hours, but there's something to do. Right, we're going downhill again. Take control, we need to sort that out, so let's put on some brakes. Now the ES44 C4s do have dynamics, but they're only really effective at a certain speed. I think it's under 30 miles per hour. So this kind of speed, they're close to useless. But the automatics do a decent job. We've got 14 miles to go. E60 going on, the only game I've left to install is Forza Horizon 5. Alright, fair enough. Right, now we're going uphill. We do not need the brakes. Is that a school bus on the dirt road? Kind of a dirt road? Wow. Whoever lives out in this part of the States. Wow. Oh, they've got a good camera. You can take some quite stunning vistas, I imagine, of the desert. And maybe some trains going by too, kicking up some dust. Liam, I got Forza Horizon 5, the Xbox, and a few Xbox passes. Yeah, I mean, when I got my Xbox One, blimey, how long ago was this? 2016, I think it was. I got an Xbox One S. I got Game Pass, like a free month of it, I think, or Xbox Live Gold Pass for a month, and what was it, FIFA 17 as well for free. Digital download. Wasn't bad at all. My mum got it for me as a birthday present. It was nice. Very nice. A bit of undulation here, a few ups and downs. No, we're not going up, now we're going down. Like snakes and ladders, going up and down. Oh, don't do that, Liam. You'll scare the dog. That ain't gonna do much good if you rev the engine. That's not good. No, I don't like that. Poor soul. It's probably a young puppy or something. It's probably gonna be barking even more now you've revving the engines up at this time of night. Just over 10 miles to go to Boston. Commander, that's a big yard. Can you even interact with the yard fully? Well, I mean, you can do switching, no doubt about that. I mean, if you want to do switching, yeah, there's loads of it. I mean, look, you can see now the SD40s is pushing some freight cars into position, ready for, I imagine, one of the ES44s or maybe another SD40-2 to couple up and take them away. You can refuel the locomotives. You don't have to, but you can if you want to. That is available. There's a nice locomotive there, going to couple up to the freight cars that have just been brought into place, ready to go. So there is some activities, going around. Of course, there's AI services as well, so you can just watch the trains and do what you want. But yeah, it is big old yard. I mean, even if you just type in, Barstow Yard in YouTube or BNSF Barstow Yard, or on photographs of it or websites, yeah, it's certainly worth a look. It may not look as good as the real life version, but at least Dovetail has replicated its size and makes you feel small, because if you want to walk around Barstow, yeah, it will take you a fair bit to walk from one side to the other. It's not 1 minute and that's it. Even with the free camera, I think it takes a couple of minutes, maybe even more. Same can be said for San Bernardino. It's not as big as Barstow, but it's big enough. what's cool with the Antelope Valley line is that Dovetail has kind of accurately replicated the freight traffic you could see on Antelope Valley line if you wanted to have it. If you wish to run it with the freight stock. Now, if you want to use the freight AI, or you can do some freight services on the Antelope Valley line, you need a Cajon pass, which I imagine everyone will have, because it's part of the base package for Train Sim World 3. That's why Dovetail added it, so you know, if everyone doesn't have Sherman Hill, for example, they could just use the Cajon pass stuff, which makes sense to me, so that's a good move. But if you do have the, you know, Sherman Hill or Cane Creek, you can use the Union Pacific stock instead of the BNSF, which is right, because you would typically see Union Pacific running around on near or on some sections of the Antelope Valley line. I don't think BNSF run trains on the Antelope Valley line as much as Union Pacific, or maybe they don't at all, I don't know, but it's a nice decision that Dovetail made, you know, like, it may not be accurate, but if you want to have some, you know, spice it up a bit and use some freight on Antelope Valley line, you can use the BNSF stuff. But if you have the Union Pacific stuff, then that's great. You can use that, and it's accurate. It matches the kind of working practices you'd see on the Antelope Valley line to this day. Not just Metrolink, I mean, you know, specifically the freight stuff. You don't get many freight services. I think there's like 8, 10 maybe, so it's not many, and I don't think they're as long. Mainly the passenger stuff dominates the timetable scene, but you do get AI as well, you know, along the Antelope Valley line, like nearby or going over the bridge or under a bridge, all that kind of stuff, you know. So that is a nice touch. I'll give Dovetail for that. And if you do have the Santa FE, I should say, F7, you can do a heritage run as well. But I don't have that, because I love the look of the Santa FE F7. I think it looks marvellous, but I think the gameplay of it's crap, so yeah, it's not good. My argument is, if you're doing a heritage freight run with the Santa FE F7, then give it some actual heritage freight rolling stock rather than modern BNSF rolling stock. To me, it just makes it feel out of place. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, why would BNSF pick a squeaky clean Santa FE F7 and decide, hey, let's run it with some manifest or something? To me, it just, yeah, doesn't fit. Makes it feel very, very out of place. That's just my view. That's why I've bought it and still will not buy it. Under 7 miles to go until Barstow. Cute little siding there. Or spur, as they say of their own estates. So I'm trying to get used to the railroad terminology of the US. So instead of shunting, it would be switching. Instead of sidings, it would be spurs. Which is fine, because I support Tottenham Hotspur, so I say Spurs on a regular basis. So it's fine by me. I'm trying to get used to the working practices as well in the cab. Obviously it's hard to apply that on a stream, because I'm just usually monologuing away and talking to the people in the live chat. But you know, when I'm not live streaming and I'm doing some North American content, I do try and make it as realistic, well, not as realistic, but you know, try and make it as close to what you'd see, or try and make, you know, my North American subscribers feel like at home, kind of, you know. It's not just, oh, it's a British guy that doesn't know a clue about North American stuff. You know, I'm trying to get, you know, embedded into the terminology and the working practices and all that stuff, you know, just to make it feel more comfortable. more, you know, so people will be like, oh well, you know, this geezer from the UK actually kind of knows what he's doing and knows a little bit about the area and what you can do, what can't do. That's a rock. Is that a bush or a rock? That is very close to the track. Wow. You couldn't get closer if you tried to the tracks. Jeez. Bit misplaced now, I think. Right, we will have to slow down eventually, approaching when we come into Barstow Yard, so I'm getting prepared. I'm getting ready to slow down, hence why we got a yellow, which is making me get a little bit nervous, but we'll see. Commander, I've said it before, but they should have done better freight routes where you actually do things like load coal, etc. But it'll never be Teesville on East Coast Way for that. Well, it's cool. Some cases it's true, some cases it's kind of not. Sandpatch Grade, Clinchfield. Clinchfield's a great freight route, by the way. What else does it? Horseshoe Curve. You can load coal, which is a nice little touch. Sandpatch Grade, you have actually 2 coal mines. Granted, they're not as good as Tees Valley because you get to load, coal and unload coal. But there is a few US freight routes that where you do have the opportunity to do some loading situations, like loading coal, etc. Cane Creek as well, you can load not coal, but things like contaminated soil or sugar. No! Oh, I kept that under control. Nearly screwed it up right at the end. Pressed the wrong button, I do apologise. Commander, limited fuel would be good fun. Like maintaining trains would be good, cleaning, refueling, etc., washing. You can clean some of the units, not on going past, but like Northeast Corridor, I think you can clean the train, Great Western Express, but you don't really clean them as such. Like, you don't see them dirty at first and then squeaky clean at the other end of the train wash. But you do at least pretend to clean the train, which is a nice touch. Right, here we are, Barstow, maybe 2.5 miles away, but you can already see the yard coming into focus. You really do get the sense of how big this place is. I mean, we're 2.5 miles away from our stopping point, and it just keeps going. It never ever stops. So these are the shops. We need to slow down ASAP. So you can load and fuel up your loco, not just in this bit, there are other parts of the route as well. You've got SD40s, BNS, ES44C4s, you've got auto racks. There's so much there to have a look around, certainly on the free camera. If you want to walk it, you can walk it. Look at this one. Look at all these BNSF logos. They're everywhere you look. We're going way too fast. Yes, we are. We need to slow down, like now, please. And we are slowing down, which is good. I'm in control. Don't worry. I can assure you that we're in control. We've got grain here. I like these freight cars here. These box cars. I think these are Union Pacific ones, because they're the Union Pacific colours, I think. That might be a guess from me. It hasn't got a BNSF logo, so... And I think the BNSF ones are like a red. Ah, here we go, yeah, the red. They're like a reddish brown colour. Well, now we need to... Now we can come off the brakes. Yeah, so these are the BNSF ones. These are Union Pacific ones. You do get some of the, I think the automotive cars are in Union Pacific. So there's the tower for BNSF. Like an airport style control tower. Big over. Great little view of the yard at work. Day and night. BNSF logo there. BNSF Railway. Nice. Yeah, I mean, not much to really say. You know, you can see for yourselves. It just keeps going and going and going. My gosh, absolutely insane. I like the ambience around here, birds and wildlife. Got a little shelter here. Don't know what really for, but nice little place to hide from the rain, I suppose. So yeah, you can do quite a variety of what's happening with that tanker there? There we go. You got quite a variety of freight. You can do oil, grain, auto wrecks, automotive, manifests. I think that's it really. I might be wrong. Maybe cement, I'm not sure. But yeah, overall Barstow Yard is very much something to behold. It certainly took me back when I looked at it first time, because of how big it is. But we're coming to the end of the journey. Ah, there they are. Yeah, there's the automotive ones. So these are the automotive ones by Union Pacific. So, which is pretty cool. Sadly, you can't do any services with any Union Pacific locomotives. Would have been nice to mix it up a bit. I know it's not realistic, but it just would be nice to mix it up. Would be nice to see how the SD70 or an AC4400 copes on the gradients of Cajon Pass. Lehman's apology gave neighbours 6 packs of aftershave for free. It's a bit of a weird one. Why aftershave? No idea. Okay, fair enough. Well, why do it in the first place, Liam? Why make a noise complaint in the first place? If you're not careful, you're going to be booted out of your own home, mate. Get into trouble by the police, and they'll just take the car away and send it to the scrappy. Commander, that's what I mean. Like, the more you run it, the more dirty it gets. Then you could do a refuel and cleaning run or something. You're right, US routes, but the UK and German stuff is missing that. Refueling, I think TransPennine you can refuel. Great Western Express, you can wash the trains. Is that Acton, I think? And Reading, I think. And the depots there. Yeah, other than that, there's not much regarding refueling or stuff like that. The steam routes, you can kind of refuel, with coal or water on Spirit Steam, specifically at Crewe. There's no services which allows you to do that, but you can pretend you can get in a train early that's not due a service in many hours, and you can, yeah, refuel it, what have you. I think it's best we brake now, don't you think? I'm going to put on all the brakes. I just want to be certain I do not want to run a red light. Not after all this. Please, God, no. We should be just fine. There we go. Oops. And there we are, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes the service. 45 minutes. Got a bronze, don't care. I finished it, and that's all that matters. Nice. Pleased with that. Yes, I skipped a bit of the route, but I did 2 services, and I completed them. That's all that matters to me. Okay, I think that'll do. That concludes this stream, a run on Cajon Pass in Southern California. If you did enjoy this stream, it was actually quite good fun. Having a look at Cajon Pass again. Then make sure to hit the thumbs up button below, and if you are watching for the first time, be it live or on playback, then I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel. The next stream will be tomorrow on Monday, September the 11th, 2023. What route I'm going to do, I have absolutely no idea. But I will do a stream on Trains and Mod 3. Rest assured. So I'll have a little think of what to run tomorrow. So I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.